Okay, in this video we're going to learn how to round significant figures. And so it's probably best just to start with an example. So I'm going to take this number 108, 156.02, 108, 156.02. And so we now know that this you should be able to know that this number has 8 significant figures. The decimal's present. I'm starting from the Pacific side. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? And in this case, we need to be able to number these significant figures. So we always number from left to right. Even if the decimal is absent, we always will number from left to right. So for example, this one is the first sig fig, this is the second, third, and so on. Okay? Let's go ahead and do the first problem here. So the first problem says round 108, 156.102 to 1 sig fig. So 108, 156.02. The first sig fig we want to save is this one, all right, the furthest left. So we always go from left to right. And so we'll round this. So this is 108,156.02. So we'll save the 1. Then we look at the next number. If it's 5 or more, we round up. In this case, it's less than 5. So we'll keep that 0. And then we'll go ahead and make the rest 0. All right. So this has one significant figure because now the decimal is absent, right? And so if the decimal is absent, I would count from the Atlantic side, so these don't count. And I have 1 sig fig here. So 1 sig fig rounded is 100,000. So 100,000 is pretty close to 108,156. And so what happens a lot is what people will do is they'll say, oh, rounded to 1 sig fig. They'll just put the 1, but they'll forget that you also need some placeholders for the remaining numbers, right? And what is a placeholder that we can use that doesn't take up sig figs? Well, it's a 0 without a decimal, right? So that's why we add those zeros. Those zeros don't count against your sig fig numbers, but you still need them as placeholders so that you have the correct value. All right, let's do. So what about taking 108, 156.02 to 3 sig figs? Well, here are the 3 significant figures I want to keep. So I want to keep 108. I look at the next number. The next number is less than 5, so I'll just make that a 0 and then replace the remaining. Okay? So the 1 tells me, the next number 1, it tells me don't round up, just keep it an 8. And so I'll just keep that an 8. 5 sig figs. So I'm going to check. So the 5 sig figs I'll keep. Let me go ahead and erase this. I want to keep is the 108. That's 5, right? Now I look at the next number. The next number is greater than 5. So I'm going to round this up. So I have 108, 1, and then the 5 I need to round to a 6, and then I'm going to replace this 6 to a 0. This has 5 sig figs, and then 7 sig figs I'm going to keep. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in this case, I'll keep the 108, 156, and I won't include the decimal now because I want to count the 0 after. So it'll be 0.0. Notice the 2 tells me to keep it a 0. All right. Try to do the next problem on your own. You can pause it, and then I'll go over the answers. Okay, so in this particular one, I want to keep the first number, 1 sig fig, and that's the 9. Look at the next number, it's a 5. So what's going to happen is this 9 will go to a 10, Notice I do not want a decimal, because if I put a decimal, that'll make it 2 sig figs. I only want 1 sig fig, and so the 10 is perfect there. The next one, 3, I want to check this. The next number after the 3 is a 0. Let me do that on the top. So therefore my 3 will stay. And then if I do 5, here's 9.530, and then let's check the 8. It's less than a 5, so I'm going to keep it an 8. And then let's do 7, 9.53084, and then it's a 9, so this will go to a 7. So I'm going to round the 6, the last significant figure, to a 7. Okay. All right, so for further practice, let's go ahead and do this quizzes. It's 25 questions on rounding, and then you have some homework to complete tonight. All right, thanks.